So this is a topic that I've never discussed on my channel. This is my newest band t-shirt. It says Slipknot. And I've shied away from talking about music on my channel simply because it's such a controversial area, and I get really upset at people who like to judge other people simply by their music taste, which is what this video is about. This video is more about heavy metal and the misconceptions of people who listen to heavy metal. And I encourage you that if you listen to any sort of metal, share this video, because this video is in defense of you and the music that you listen to. So it's come to my attention that people in our society like to judge people and stereotype people. Granted, this is a common thing, everybody does it, everybody stereotypes. But it's more so with, I think, music taste. One of the most common questions I get on YouTube, my Tumblr, Formspring, Twitter, is people asking me what type of music do I listen to. And I normally tell them that I have a very diverse area of music. I listen to all sorts of different types of music. One of those areas, and one of my favorite type of areas, is metal. Yes, I know I don't look like a metalhead, and I don't look like a metalhead, which I'll get into that. I don't talk like one, however they talk, I don't know. But, you know, those stereotypes, man, they're out there. I listen to metal all the time. I can go from Frank Sinatra to Killswitch Engage to System of a Down to Slipknot in a matter of minutes. That's how diverse my music taste is. I listen to lots of different types of music, metal being one of my favorite, and old 1940s and 50s music being my other favorite. And it's interesting because I can say, Daniel, what's your music taste? And I say, I listen to Frank Sinatra. And they're like, oh my god, Daniel, you have such a great music taste. And then I say, and I also listen to Slipknot. And they're like, what the fuck? You listen to fucking Slipknot? You stupid metal fucking faggot? Not exactly like that, but along those lines. And they say to me, and I've had this happen, I've lost all respect for you, Daniel. You listen to Slipknot. Or, Daniel, I don't respect you anymore. Or, you've lost all credibility. What? I've lost all credibility as a person simply because of my music taste or a band that I like. That's fucking stupid. It's retarded. And I think it's wrong for anybody to stereotype someone based upon their music taste. And stereotypes are in society, I realize we all do it, but this is like one area which I'm like, stereotypes need to stop on this, because if you were to ever interact with me, I don't look like I listen to metal. I listen to Owl City, I listen to all sorts of different types of music, and metal being one of my most favorite areas of music. And the fact that people will judge me and stereotype all of my interests based upon a band is pathetic. For example, here are some heavy metal misconceptions about people, or I should say, these are stereotypes that I've gotten when I've told people that I listen to Slipknot or System of a Down. I've had people say this to me. Are you goth? Am I goth? Do I dress goth? Do I look goth? No joke, I've had people say that to me. Are you goth? Or, wow, you listen to metal? You don't have long hair. Wow, you listen to metal? You don't have tattoos all over your face and body. Wow, you listen to metal? That must mean you go out and party and bang every chick you can possibly find. Because, after all, metalheads always go out and party, get hammered, get drunk, have lots of sex, and do lots of cocaine and drugs. That's the only thing metalheads are capable of doing, is partying and getting high on cocaine. I've had that stereotype thrown at me. I still haven't tried marijuana yet, but based upon how the way they dress. I've had people say to me that I don't dress like a metalhead, or if I listen to heavy metal, I can't be a real listener of heavy metal because I don't dress a certain way or I don't act a certain way. Another stereotype. you have to be all these things in order to be classified as a metalhead, or someone who enjoys listening to metal, and I don't believe that's the case at all. And I'm tired of having people stereotype others based upon their music taste. It's judgmental, but you're making assumptions about a person's character and who they are when you don't even get to know them. I know quite a few metalheads in my past who I'm no longer friends with because they moved away, and one of them killed themselves, but some metalheads, or I should say a lot of people I know who listen to metal, are very sweet, kind people. In fact, I'd actually argue that I've had some close friends who are nicer and more sweet than any other person I've ever met, and they listen to metal. Another stereotype that you're buff and you have to be tough guy mentality if you listen to metal. You're a big jock if you listen. I mean, I could sit here all day and list you misconceptions and stereotypes of people who listen to metal, but I think you get my point. Oh, look at that, it's starting to go down. Why do we do this? Why do we, as a YouTube community, judge someone based upon their musical taste? I mean, I have a My Chemical Romance on my on my wall. I actually don't listen to them anymore. I used to a lot. But I've had people on my videos say, Daniel, you're an awesome guy, but I can't take you serious when you have a My Chemical Romance poster on my wall. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're going to base my entire personality and character based upon what I listen to as music, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. In fact, you're the type of person who I don't even want to interact. You're the type of person who I don't even want to subscribe to my channel. Unsubscribe to me. Block me on YouTube. I beg you, please. Because it's just this, it's like the lowest level of idiocy that I've ran into. Yeah, I like Kill Switched Engaged. But, my character and personality is not based upon what I listen to as music, and it shocks me that so many people are like that. So many people act that way, and it pisses me the fuck off. And that's why I don't talk about music on my channel very often, and the bands that I like. That's why when people ask me, I just say I have a diverse area of music that I listen to, which I do. Because I don't want to deal with these types of idiots who like to label everything and stereotype you as being a person that you may or may not be. But feel free to tell... list some other stereotypes of metalheads down below, because I know I have a lot of people who listen to metal who watch me. And I listen to metal myself. We can be metal listeners together in a group and in a community. But really, the stereotyping of musical tastes needs to stop in the YouTube community, because I'm sick of people hating on other people simply by their music. I don't like hate. I don't like people hating on one another. And there are reasons, I think, to hate somebody, but their musical taste is not one of them. And if you're one of those people who hates someone based on their musical taste, you're a disgrace to humanity. Is that all I wanted to say? I have something I'm forgetting in this video, but I can't think of it at the moment. I guess I'll just end the video with this. I think metalheads are one of the most biggest music genres, or is genre or area, I'll just say area. Metal is one of the biggest areas of judgment in the music community, I think. People argue whether it is music, whether it isn't music, and I think music is a pretty subjective term to a lot of people because everybody defines music differently. I'm not here to play a semantic game. I realize that there are different types of metal. I commonly see people argue with one another and fight and hate on one another simply because one says, well, this band's metal. And the other person's like, no, that's not, that's thrash metal. And then another person's like, no, that's not thrash metal, that's this type of metal. And then they go in this whole debate, this semantic debate, on what classifies as real metal versus not real metal. And I'm not into the semantics, okay? I'm talking in a generally speaking of all metal music or bands that are classified in any sort of metal. I'm speaking to all of you people who listen to all different types, not just one specific. And I'm tired. And I hope that maybe through this video, someone will watch this and, you know, say to themselves, you know what? I have been really stereotypical of people who listen to metal. maybe I can take the stick out of my ass and actually try to talk to them or get to know them as a person before I judge them and stereotype them based upon their musical taste. It's stupid. And that's what we need to do as a YouTube community. Stop the hating of people with musical taste and try to get to know the person. Try to talk to them. Get to know them as a person. We don't do that enough. We like to label and stereotype based upon their music they listen to, the way they look. Maybe they got a lot of tattoos on their arm. And we say, well, they're not my type of person. I don't want to get to know them. And that's your fault. That's your fault for not taking the time to get to know them. And get to know how gentle or how nice a metalhead can really be. So with that said, my name is Mr. Repzion. Hope this video gained some insight. By all means, feel free to give me your favorite metal bands if you listen to any of them. Mine are Slipknot, System of a Down, and Kill Switched Engaged. Thank you for watching.